7 a.m. was wet and standing outside is really the day to pitch.
What JP said?
Call it lunch.
What's up? It's a little colder in here than it is over there.
What did you take away from the Dallas game, and now with the extra week of work, how do you really use that time to best prepare for Philly and what's ahead?
Takeaways from the Cowboys game. Whenever you lose, it's always tough. Losing the division, it's even tougher. So there's a lot to clean up there, but a lot to learn and moving forward to the Eagles now. We've watched that tape and kind of put it to bed, and thankful to have a little bit extra time to prepare for these guys, a couple extra days, so I could use it all.
With Josh Doctson, you've been here as long as he's been here. You've seen kind of him go through the injury and the rough patches. What have you seen from him, and kind of maybe what have you seen from him that leads you to believe he's going to come out on the other side as a really good receiver?
Yeah, I think Josh is doing some really good things. I think I just got to continue to trust him and get him the ball when I can, and let him go make plays. He has battled through some stuff early in his career, but he has really been working hard, and hadn't missed any practices. He's stayed healthy, and he's willing and eager to get better and better. And so I think for us and for our team, that's obviously a good thing. And we'll definitely try to keep getting in the rock maybe a little bit more, and hopefully he can make some more plays.
Colt, you had talked about you want the receivers to know that you're going to put some trust in them down the field and all that, and they look like they're a half dozen at least throws, whether it's the back shoulder down the side or giving them a chance. Have you talked to them about that, and did it kind of open their eyes that maybe you were that aggressive going after those kind of throws?
Yeah, I think so. I think I also have to be smart about it. But at the same time, I think these guys have ability to make plays, and in our offense and what we do, we need some explosive plays. And so giving these guys an opportunity down the field here and there to come down with the ball, if the 50-50 throw, I think we certainly can continue to improve on that, work on that, and we've talked about it.
Colt,
Can a week get you to that timing that you need on those kind of throws?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I think more so for me is I just really need to focus on our game plan and what the Eagles are going to do against us. And when those opportunities present themselves, for me, being able to make that split-second quick decision of, is this a chance I want to take here or is it not? And do I trust this guy or do I not? And I think throughout this week, hopefully it's really short, but hopefully there'll be enough times where I can get myself in that position and be able to make a good decision.
Colt, I was going to kind of build right off of that. How do you find that balance, or what is your approach to finding that perfect balance between being aggressive and being careful and ball control, that kind of a thing?
Yeah, I think, for me, turnover is just going to lose you games. And so being smart with the football, number one, is of the utmost importance. And I think going from there, it's understanding what we're trying to accomplish. What were we designing on this play? Where's the ball designed to go here? Now let's make sure that happens. But if they change up the coverage or they do something different, which I'm sure Coach Schwartz is a great coach, great defensive coordinator. I'm sure he's going to throw looks at me that I've probably not seen. And so when those things happen, I just have to be able to be smart and take care of the football.
Colt, having now watched the tape, what was some of the biggest differences, or what were some of the biggest differences of how you experienced the game in the moment versus how it looked when you went back and watched it?
Yeah, I thought there's certainly areas that I need to clean up. From an operational standpoint, I think I was actually kind of pleased with how it went, not being out there for 4 years. But there are also some things that I see things pretty quickly, and then just being able for me to stay in rhythm, even though I kind of know what's going on already, as opposed to, I see it, I want to make it happen right now and just do it. And I think just relaxing, communicating my calls, and making the checks, the things I need to do at the line of scrimmage, and then just executing, not having to just do too much, and hopefully we can get our run game going. That would be huge, and then just understanding, our approach to the game this week. What's our philosophy? How are we going to handle situations? Be good on third downs and take care of the football, I think is key for me.
And then kind of along those same lines, you've talked about how you want to go out there and basically execute the play as it's drawn up. How often do you feel like you're able to do that versus having to improvise and quote-unquote being a football player?
Yeah. I think for me, I want to execute like we're supposed to unless something breaks down. I don't want to just take the snap and go try to make something happen, which I don't think I did that too many times the other night. I've been here long enough to understand what we want to do and what we're trying to do. I think this week will really help me, really help the receivers kind of get a feel for me. And but at the end of the day, listen, it's not about me. It's about us. It's our team, and it's us as a group going out and executing a game plan against the defending Super Bowl champs. And on the road on Monday night, that's not an easy task. We know them; they're in our division. And we've got to be on our P's and Q's if we want to come out like we want. So this week is huge. I think focus is the key for all of us, and hopefully we'll have a good week of practice.
Cole, what did you first see of Trey Quinn when he got here, and then what have you seen of his development over time? You probably spent a lot of time working with him.
Yeah, Trey's doing great. He's still battling his ankle injury a little bit, but he's tough. He's a competitor. He's just real savvy. He plays in the slot, so he understands defenses and leverages, and he's a pretty friendly target. So the more work I could get with him, the better.
It felt like you had a little bit of immediate bond with him. I don't know if that was built because of the fact you got to work with him more with the scout team and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Is that so? And then what was it about him that really jumped out at you?
Yeah, I did get to work with Trey quite a bit in the off season, as you know he was the second team slot guy. So I would throw with him and work with him and kind of teach him how I see the coverage, how I see this. Trey does a nice job of just not running the route that's drawn on paper. He does a great job of winning his route and understanding soft spots in zone defenses or how to use his leverage and man coverage. So you could just tell that Trey's played a lot inside, and he has a pretty good feel for what's going on. A lot like Jamison. And my best advice to him early on was, dude, you got one of the best slot guys in the game. Why don't you watch him? Watch Crowder. He does a pretty good job. So Trey always wants to learn. He's eager to get better, and I'm thankful that he was able to come back off his injury from earlier in the season.
Colt, Jay's mentioned a few times that now you finally get some practices with the first team, that he wants to see improvement from Dallas to the Philadelphia game. Are there specific areas the coach is challenging you to be better this week?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, coaches were challenging me when I was on the practice squad, But there's a lot of ways to be better. I think just communication. I think, my ability to just play comfortable in the pocket. And you got to see coverage. I've been on the sidelines, but we've played Philly a lot, and you watch their tape over the last 3 or 4 weeks. They can play pretty much anything. They can play man, they can play zone, they can heat you up at times. You always got to be prepared for that. And so, as a quarterback, this is not an easy week to prepare for a defense that can do it all. They've got really good players up front. And so for me, just really being detailed and practices will be important for me, and then just going out and executing on Monday night.
Had you known Adrian Peterson at all prior to him being on the team here, and what's it been like working with him in this limited amount of time you've had?
I did know AP, but not like on a, hey, we're boys kind of thing. He went to OU, played against him a couple times there. He is from Texas, so I'd met him a few times here and there. But he's been outstanding. He's also battled through some injuries too. He's a tough guy. Hopefully we can get him going early this week. That would be good for everybody.
What's your comfort level with Jordan Reed, and how important is his consistent involvement in the offense for you guys?
Yeah, he's a huge part of what we do. I mean, he and Vernon have really done a nice job in what we've asked them to do. Jordan I think is really good when people try to play in man coverage, and I just have to continue to know where he's at. He helps us out a lot. He's smart. He's sharp in his route running ability, and he's a good player. So always knowing that he's out on the field, I think that really helps our offense.
What would Chris Thompson's return mean to this offense, assuming if he can return?
Yeah, I think we all know the amount of plays that CT has made, last year and throughout his career. He's great in protection. First of all, I think it'd be a boost for everybody. I think we could get him the ball and get him in space. So he can create and do things that a lot of people can't. So he would be a big difference maker for us. All right, guys.